once again, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of the Jason Coleman Show. How's everybody doing out there today? Y'all doing great? Thank you, Avery, as always, for that token applause and shout of joy. We are here once again with you. This is our 11th week in a row here to invite you into our living room. We are so excited you're here. I'm here, as always, with my audience of two, with Natalie and with Mr. Avery back there. And yeah, it's just been quite a ride so far. Hard to believe that we are almost, 3 months into this thing so far. Since all of this mess in our world began, there's so much going on out there right now. And we just hope that this is the time when, you know, not just as a distraction, but really as something that can be inspiration and fuel, you know, for your soul here with our music together. And it's certainly been that for us. You know, just this past couple of days, we crossed 25,000 followers here on Facebook on my page, which is just like mind-blowing. It's really, it's just been skyrocketing these last few weeks that you've all sort of come on board and are liking what we're putting together here. And I believe that probably as you're watching this now or in the next day or so, the Jason Coleman Show, these 11 episodes are going to hit 500,000 views. 500,000 times one of these shows has been watched, which again is just like blowing our minds. So we have, it started out so small, and it still is just us here in our living room, our family piano. So it's nothing special, but you all have made it very special, and we thank you very much for that. So, you know, every week we sort of hit a different theme, a different style of music that we like to cover. Most every week, though, I'm playing sort of in tribute or in honor of my grandfather, piano legend Floyd Cramer, and his incredible slip note piano style that he pioneered throughout his career. And so for today's concert, we are sort of paying a direct tribute to my granddad as we're going back in time and playing for you the music from two of his earliest and most beloved albums. I'm talking about his Last Date and On the Rebound albums. So these two albums are from 1960 and from 1961, which Grandad really, his career was just getting started right around then. Last Date was, of course, his biggest and most famous song. And so today I'm going to revisit a few selections from both of these albums and play for you the way that my granddad would have played them for you too. So we're going to start off with a few songs from his Last Date album. And I thought, I was checking out, these are actual real, you know, the real deal. Actually, the album inside here is in our little record player over there that we were revisiting ourselves. But these are just been in our family for a while. I wanted to read you really quickly what the liner notes here say, written by George Avakian here about my granddad, just to sort of set the stage here. So this is the liner notes here from Last Date, talking about my granddad, Floyd Cramer. Seldom has a new piano sound taken the fancy of the public so swiftly and so widely as Floyd Cramer's down-to-earth keyboard work on Last Date, one of the biggest hits in recent years by a solo pianist. In contrast to the dainty approach taken by many of his colleagues, Floyd Cramer plays a two-handed, bedrock style that draws heavily from the background of the music of the South. Almost casually, he has developed a mixture all his own, in which country music, rhythm and blues, jazz, and even the rugged Protestant hymns of the South contribute to a musical richness that has clearly demonstrated its appeal to record fans everywhere. Last Date is well on its way to the top of the sales and popularity charts as this album goes to press, but it is by no means Floyd's first contact with the upper reaches of record popularity. His recordings of Flip Flop and Bop, which is the first song I played for you, and Fancy Pants, which are also in this album, have both racked up substantial single record sales in the past. But in addition to his solo playing, Floyd is perhaps the most popular piano accompanist in Nashville, the home of country music and the city where the nation's top recording stars make their hit records. This thorough experience is amply reflected in his solo playing. A sure, tasteful touch is notably present at all times in Floyd's work. With him as accompanist are the musicians with whom he has played for many years. A rapport exists among these companions which is hard to match and impossible to beat. The results are fine recordings by a fine pianist which stand up after repeated listening. And that, after all, is the test of any artist. There we go, setting the stage for my granddad, Floyd Cramer, playing from Last Date, the album. So we're going to continue now. Started playing for you Flip Flop and Bop, a boogie woogie song Grandad wrote. I'm going to now play for you another Floyd Cramer original. This one's called Fancy Pants. It's a fun little song written by my granddad, Floyd Cramer, featured on his Last Date album from 1960. And I believe the story goes that was the first song that he gave a record to my grandma when he first met her. And I believe the story goes that she broke it before, maybe sat on it and broke it, I think. She'll have to confirm that when they had first met and they were just courting along. So got things started off on a good note, but I guess things all ended up okay. So next up here from the Last Date album, it's a song that really is a great example of what became known as Grandad's signature slip note piano style. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play for you this song, and then I'm going to go back and sort of explain what made the Floyd Cramer slip note so unique. It's a question I get a lot. What is it? Like, what is the slip note style? So we're going to look at it here. But I'll play you the song first. It's called the Tennessee Waltz. there you have it, the Tennessee Waltz. And yeah, it's a great example of really what makes the slip note piano style so unique. So first off, what is a slip note? Well, Grandad said it like this. He said it's like you hit the wrong note first, and then you slip up to the right note. So it sort of makes the piano sound like more like a fiddle or a steel guitar, where it starts on one note and just sort of slides into the next one. So he gave the piano this really sort of country sound all of its own. And just to show you what that actually looks like, so on a song like the Tennessee Waltz, if I were to play the melody with no extra slip note, it would sound like this. So first, we'll add in that mistake and correction, and it sounds like this. Do you hear that? Avery hears that. And then on top of that, though, he would add this little harmony note right above the melody. And if you couple that with this mistake and correction, it sounds like this. And all of a sudden you have that Floyd Cramer style. And really, it just sort of became synonymous with him and synonymous with the sound of country piano. And from there on, really, 1960 was the year that it all began. It wasn't Last Date that started it. It actually was a song by Hank Lachlan, Please Help Me, I'm Falling. Where the slip note actually started. And from there, though, Grandad became the one that really made it popular, and he wrote and recorded this next song later that very year in 1960, and it really just solidified this as the Floyd Cramer piano sound. That song, of course, was the name of the album, and the name that comes to mind when you think of Floyd Cramer. This is Last Date. Last Date by my granddad, Floyd Cramer. It's what we're playing all today from Granddad's Last Date and On the Rebound albums. If you're just joining, welcome once again to the Jason Coleman Show, episode 11. We're glad that you've joined us here in our living room. I should have mentioned too, sitting here on the piano, in addition to the albums here that we found, have another treasure here. This was from his original recording of Last Date from 1960. It is the Last Date sheet music, which you can see. It's right here ready for you. So if I had forgotten it, I could have opened it up and played it. But this, well, that's a young Floyd Cramer too. I don't know if you can see. Let's see, there he is. This would have been, Grandad was about 27 when Last Date, in 1960, when he wrote it and released it. So he was just getting going there. Hey, and if you do like what you hear, I've recorded a bunch of albums too that are in his kind of piano style. You can check those out on my website, jasoncolemanmusic.com. The link's probably there in the comments for you. I've recorded, the Legacy album here has a bunch of the songs that my granddad is best known for, including Last Date. Back there, the classic Nashville country and pop songs. But I've got a whole host of albums. Y'all have been so generous the last few weeks to go check it out and support my music while everything else is on hold. I'm not out touring or performing right now. Haven't been for a while, but these concerts, y'all have been really, really kind and really awesome. And if you want to just leave a tip for the concert, if you've already got every album I've ever recorded, you can do that. Also from my website, jasoncolemanmusic.com/thank-you. And we do appreciate anything that you want to pass along. Nothing's expected, but we really appreciate it. Got to feed this kid who's about to come join you next. We have reached the most important part of our show today and our show every week. So ladies and gentlemen, would you please make welcome the one and only Mr. Avery Cramer Coleman. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing tonight? Oh, Avery, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm so glad. Avery, we're playing piano today, and we're playing from Granddad's album, right? Who's this?
That's Floyd Cramer, my granddad.
Oh my goodness. Whew, that's right, bud. That is Floyd Cramer, your great granddad. He is a great granddad. So, Avery had to get in on the fun. You know, every week, our little 3-year-old here, just turned 3, has to play a new song for you. And he wanted to pick a song that was on the Last Date album here. And so, yeah, that's right. So he's going to play...
The C, and C.
That's right. He's going to play the final song from Last Date album.
Stickers on there.
That's right. There are stickers on there. Does it help you know what the keys are?
The keys are in the C, G, B, D, and F.
Yeah, that's all the keys. And A and E and H. No, there's no H. Okay, so Avery, our song, I gotta get serious here, okay, ready? The song Avery has chosen for you is the final song on the Last Date album. It is called, what song are you playing?
It's Heart and Soul.
Heart and Soul. You ready, Avery?
With a C and C and C.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Focus. Are we good? Watch your fingers. Watch your fingers, not mine. Here we go. Go. Avery. Oh my goodness. Heart and Soul, also known as Rah-Rah's song. That's our dear friend, our Aunt Rah-Rah, who has helped him with that song too. Avery, y'all, so Avery has quite the musical repertoire that he plays and that he knows. So we thought to demonstrate how much he loves his granddad's music, you want to play some Name That Tune, Avery?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to play the first few notes of a song, and Avery's going to tell you the name of the song. And this is unprompted, okay? Ready? So I'm going to play a song, you tell me what it is. Ready? Chattanooga Choo Choo. That's right. 1 for 1. What's next? What's next? What song?
It's Java.
It's Java. It's Java. All right, 2 for 2. What about... What song?
It was Goodbye.
Your Last Goodbye. That's right. Okay, what about... What song?
It's Shrum.
It's Shrum. That's right. Okay, we got them all so far. What about... let's see. I'm trying to think what else we got here. What's that?
It's Rumpus.
It's Rumpus. All right, you got them all so far. What about... What's that one? What is it? It's What I Say. That's right. Let's see. How about... We could do this all day, couldn't we? I guess, I don't know if people are bored or not. This is pretty,
Hardest part is you thinking of how they go.
I know. What song? It Stood Up. That's right. Oh my goodness. You got them all, Avery. Okay, we got one more here. You ready? What's this one? What's that?
It's San Antonio Road.
All right, you want to sit with me while I play it? San Antonio Rose. Ready? Here we go. You want to watch? Here we go. Avery, I think you win an A+, don't you think? Wow. And this kid, he doesn't know just his granddad. He knows basically every song in country music history. Here, take a big bow, bud. Take a big bow. Oh, yeah. And showing off your cool haircut, too. Yeah, we got all snazzy this week. So, there you go. There's your Floyd Cramer country music piano history lesson from Mr. Avery Cramer Coleman. Oh my goodness. So, San Antonio Rose, though, was our transition. We are now moving from the Last State album to the following year. Grandad released On the Rebound album to follow it up. San Antonio Rose is part of this album. It was a chart hit for him. But now we're going to play for you the title track. And we got some magic here for you as well. I was able to go through using some technological wizardry here and actually make it so I can sort of play along with the original backing tracks of the record. So this is true vintage Floyd Cramer. I'm going to try to fill his shoes as best I can here. This is On the Rebound from 1961. Rebound. All right. Thank you very much. Going from that one, looking down the track listing here on his On the Rebound album, I'm going to play for you now. Started out as a Bob Wills tune. Of course, San Antonio Rose was as well, but this one was made most famous a few years later by Patsy Cline, but we're going to do the old Bob Wills version that Grandad recorded. This one is called Faded Love. Cool. Hey, that's cool to play along with the record. Feels like we're back in 1961, or what I guess would imagine it was like. Maybe it's bringing back a few memories for some of you out there playing through Floyd Cramer's On the Rebound album here today. So next up, all right, Avery. This is one of Avery's favorites. I could probably here, Avery. What song is this? Ready? What song? Avery says it is Karina, Karina, and he is correct. Here we go. Granddad's version of Karina, Karina. That's a fun one.
Avery says it's Karina.
Oh, Avery says it's Karina, which is true. I actually looked that up, and it's both ways. Yeah. But thank you, Avery, for correcting me. Avery knows the difference between song titles. He knows the difference between, he'll request, Jambalaya by Hank Williams or Little Brenda Lee or Jason Coleman or Floyd Cramer. Yeah.
He does not like newer recordings of Flip Flop and Bop. He wants the.
That's true. Avery, he is sort of a snob for all the vintage stuff. Grandad re-recorded a lot of these songs in the later years, in the 80s and 90s, and he really, sorry, Grandad does not prefer your more recent recordings. He likes the original stuff, and I bet he's not alone either in that. So these songs are right up his alley, and hopefully yours too. Okay, next is from the On the Rebound album here. It's Grandad's arrangement of a classic song you probably all know and love. It's called Danny Boy. Thank you very much. Well, we hope you all have enjoyed our celebration of Last Date and On the Rebound by my granddad, Floyd Cramer. It's just an honor for me to get to do my part to keep his incredible legacy alive, and it's a lot of fun to get to play these songs directly from where they all began too. So these albums, of course, a lot of you have them, I know, in your own collections, through the years, but also they're on Apple Music and Spotify or iTunes. If you listen on there, you can look up, and they have these original albums that have been, of course, I guess, remastered digitally and everything that you can listen to. But it's been fun, because you can always put it on the record player really easily. So it's fun to just get to go yell at Siri or Alexa and tell them to play Last Date by Floyd Cramer or whatever the song may be. It's been fun. That's how Avery's learned all these songs, is that they're right there at our fingertips. And so hopefully you can go dig out a few old Floyd Cramer records and bring back some memories of your own. If you like my music, you can go find those as well on my website, jasoncolemanmusic.com. Get you a few CDs for yourself or for someone who you know who might need some good music, some good piano music in there too. It's been a blast, as it always is. Of course, if you have missed any of the previous 10 episodes, you can find those here on Facebook or on my website as well. Watch all of those all the way from the past, and we'll keep this here rolling on to next Sunday as well with a whole different slate of music. So same time as we always are, and we appreciate you always joining us as you do. One more song here, and it actually is the final song from the On the Rebound album, and it's appropriate for this time of year too. It's been, of course, this virus has thrown everything into a mess, including all of our beloved high school and college seniors and those who are graduating. And so it's only fitting that the final song that I'm playing for you today on this final day of May from Grandad's On the Rebound album is the Alma Mater. Thank you so much for joining us. Avery, you want to come say goodbye? Was Mama coming too? Avery, has it been a fun day?
Yes.
Yes. Have you enjoyed listening to Granddad's music? Yes. What's your favorite Floyd Cramer song, Avery? Do you like Last Date?
Yes.
On the Rebound?
Yes.
Flip Flop and Bop? Heart and Soul?
Yes.
Let's Go?
Yes.
Karina?
Yes.
Stood Up?
Yes.
All Keyed Up? Do you like them all?
Yes, we love them all.
We love them. Hope you all do too. Hey, it's been our pleasure as always to welcome you into our home. Natalie, Avery, and I will see you next week. Take care.